Hey, YouTube family, and welcome to another edition of the Kevin Strong Show. And in this video, we're going to talk about over a third of adults still rely on financial support from their parents, and over 50% of those individuals still live with their parents. So, very excited about this article. Please take a moment to like my channel, subscribe to my channel, and please comment and share because I care. Want to give a shout out to the late great Franco Harris, was a football player for the Pittsburgh Steelers that died a couple days ago. I've been a Steelers fan for a long time, for several decades. So in honor of the Steelers, I decided to wear my black and yellow today. So, hey, you know me, I got to tell a joke. And if I made you laugh and you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And if you are a subscriber to my channel and you just laughed, go ahead and smash that like button. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into this article that's going to talk about inflation and skyrocketing costs that are basically keeping adult individuals living with their parents. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into this article. The title of it says that as the cost of living skyrockets, nearly 1 in 3 adults rely on their parents for financial support. This article came out December 21st of 2022, and the article was written by Jessica Dickler. Wow, what a last name. So I'm sure she's going to have a Merry Christmas. All right, let me stop. I told you guys last week I didn't have any jokes, and I was going to make up for it this time. So, all right, let me go ahead and jump back into this article. What a name. Okay, JD, you do you, girl. Anyway, the key points in this article talks about as the economy falters, nearly a third of millennials are turning to their parents for financial support, according to a recent report. For parents, however, supporting grown children can be a burden when their own financial security is at stake. I think this is going to get nasty. Not in a very bad way, because I think this problem is going to get worse before it gets better. And a lot of those parents who are trying to shoulder the financial responsibility of feeling somewhat obligated to take care of their younger adult kids and allow them to stay in the house, they're also wrestling with aging parents, their parents, and bringing those individuals back into the fold of their household. So you have multi-generational living, and sometimes you have 1 or 2 parents that are fitting or dealing with the financial burden of basically supporting 2 generations. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into this article. As I nearly said, nearly a third of millennials over the age of 18 rely on financial support from their parents. More than half, ladies and gentlemen, more than half of parents with adult children said their kids are living with them. Another 48% said that they pay for their kids' cell phone plan, car payments, or monthly bill, and 25% even give these folks an allowance. Ain't no way in the you know what, HE double hockey sticks, that I would do something like that. If you got to extend some type of financial support for your kids for whatever reason, maybe they're going through a tough time, okay, I have no problem with that. But an allowance, hey, if it's financial austerity and the strong household, you're gonna have to tighten your belt as well. So it doesn't apply to me, but I'm just saying, you might want to take that in consideration. I was just talking about this earlier, setting this up at the beginning of the video, talking about multi-generational households can be a way to save. Yeah, but that is a hell of a way to go about doing it. So most said that they initially moved into their parents' home out of necessity because of what? Student loan bills from college and soaring hiring costs. So like I said in the last video, you guys better pray that the Supreme Court judge agrees with current President Joe Biden in this loan forgiveness program regarding student loans, because if they do not, and that payment kicks back in 2023, this is just going to further exacerbate that age group in terms of being able to accumulate wealth. It's going to prevent them from home ownership, and it could keep them in that house with their parents much longer. And at some point in time, as you know, that is going to crumble. You can only do that for so long. There's a number of households with 2 or more adult generations has quadrupled over the past 5 decades. So this is something I've been talking about. Working parents having to foot the financial bill of supporting their kids and their parents. It's just a really, really hot mess. So this chart deals with living with your parents. And let's go ahead and take a look at this, guys, because this is really, really interesting. So basically, it says since the pandemic began, the share of young adults living with their parents has risen to the levels not seen since the Great Depression. Okay, you see where we're going here? I'm not going to go on my tangent talking about the housing and all the other stuff that you guys know that I'm very bearish about. But you get so many graphs, so many indications that you can extract or extrapolate information that makes you reflect back on 2008 or leads you to believe from a rational standpoint that we've got some severe financial austerity forthcoming in 2023 and beyond. So let's take a quick look at this chart. Back during the Great Depression here in the 30s, you see that skyrocketed up a little bit, and then it went back down. Here's my generation in terms of I was born in the 60s. And as you can see, it was relatively low. And then when we got to 2008, when we had the great financial crisis, it's peaked up. So as you can see, since 1960, based on basically the young adults, this thing has been trending up, and it has skyrocketed basically since 2000. And obviously, you've known what's happened since the COVID situation. It's now at 52% as of July of this year. And like I said, I think this number is easily going to get to around 60% before it's all said and done. I just don't understand some of this stuff. So I want to kind of wrap this up, make sure there's nothing else in this article that I wanted to talk about. And let me switch back to my screen. I seen something on a social media platform, and it was very interesting. It was kind of old school, but the guy was giving a metaphor talking about bulls and cows on a farm. And he says, you know, when a storm comes, the bulls run into the storm and the cows run away. And the metaphor of the storm was trauma. And I wonder if we as parents are basically raising snowflakes, right? And all of a sudden, you don't want anybody to experience any trauma. You don't want anybody to have any setbacks. And it's all about managing their emotions. And it's almost to the point that we're developing narcissistic brats. So the way this story continues is that the cows are the younger generation, and the storm is the trauma. So they run away from the storm, but they never can really get out of the storm. The bulls who confront the storm, they look at it in the eye of the storm, it goes away, and they're able to enjoy the grass and the water. But those cows that can never confront that trauma, they're always running away from that storm. They never can ever outrun the storm. And because of that, they can never push through it and enjoy the grass and the water like the bulls. So it's just something to think about. I know everybody has a different opinion about how much support you want to give your kids. I personally think I'm old school, so 18, 21 at the max, you're out, go to the service, figure it out, homie. And I haven't said that, so I know I'm a little late. So welcome, homies and homettes. I should have started off with that. But basically ending with this type of video, I know it's a very emotional situation for parents to have to deal with that. The article talked about at what point do you basically cut that cord and allow them to fail or succeed on their own, even at your own financial peril, right? If you're 45 and 50 years old and you're dealing with this multi-generational squeeze of supporting your parents and your children, chances are you're not socking away any money to ensure that you're going to have financial security when you get older. It's funny how so many people, and this is a very controversial comment I'm about to make, so many people will move across country to be with their grandkids, right? 10, 15 years later, those little knuckleheads, they don't care where in the hell you're at. Hey, why don't you call your grandparents or your grandmother? Hey, I don't want to go over there. Her house smells funny. You know, you just can't make this stuff up. So, you know, you got to look out for you. You got to look out for those that you love, but at what expense? So I hope you enjoyed this kind of content. If you are enjoying this type of video, please do me the honor of subscribing to my channel and share. I think I got almost 200 views from my last video. So let's keep this momentum going. I'm going to end with my famous saying, keep your credit score up and your debt down. This was the Kevin Strong Show, and I'll see you guys in the next video.